Square.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Let's get your weekend started on Fridays with your one and only new host, Denise. Bringing you amped, raw, and fun energy to entertain as you end your week to welcome your weekend. Denise will bring new friends, celebrities, entrepreneurs, topic experts, musicians, foodies, local events, news, and much more to educate, celebrate, motivate, relax, and relate. As she says, let's make your mess your message. So let's get this party started. Here's Denise.
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Here we are, another Friday that we're going to be having some great fun on the phone. And also, we're going to be on the radio, as you probably already know. You're listening to me, and you're going to be on TV as well for those that want to tune in. But I want to say, you know what? It is a great, great Friday. The weather is outstanding here in Florida, South Florida particularly. But I also want to let you know that we tonight have a great, interesting, talented guest that I am so excited to sit and talk with. We're going to get a lot of motivation, inspiration from this, and some takeaways and great nuggets of inspiration that we're going to be hopefully accomplishing, because you know, here at Power Up on Fridays, our goal is to help you close your week out and then also roll you into the weekend so we can give you some new vibes to work with. If it was a rough week, we're going to help you lift those vibes and get you into a really good mood. So with that, I'm just going to go right ahead and share who we're working with today. That's going to be really one of our best guests, I think, personally. So I have with me a classically trained Bohemian chef, global adventurist, TV and radio personality, an entrepreneur, a social activist, a lifestyle ambassador, and also has spent 4 seasons as a contestant on Bravo's Top Chef. And we could also say that she is a restaurant owner, because we're going to be talking about that, and a DJ. Can you imagine a DJ? Well, how much more can she do? Who are we talking about? Chef Josie, who's with us. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun, Denise.
It is really going to be fun. So just to get this all summed up, and so people can understand who's listening, we have everyone that's on the radio. We have people that are sitting on 95 listening to us. Oh, yeah. So we're here to entertain them as well. And then you can also catch us on the following stations, which is 96.9, 103.9. If you can't on there, don't worry about it. Move on to 95.3 and 1470 AM. You can catch us on Instagram Live as well. That is under Denise Casal _. You can catch us live on also Facebook Live under Power Up Radio. And then you can also catch our chef here. She's going live as well on her page. So we're trying to just blow it out everywhere so we can really get a great reach for everyone that's listening today. Yes, welcome. I'm so happy you're here.
Oh my God, thank you for the invite. You know, I'm super excited to be here. First off, you know, when I met you, you were glowing, and your energy kind of fell over me like a wave, and I said, I know you came up and you said, oh, I have a radio show. I go, whatever you're doing, let's check it out.
Well, those are very kind words, but I just going to let you know that I felt the very same way when I saw you. We met at an event, right, that we actually talked a lot about here on the radio show, and it was, excuse me, that's my seat, right? That a great event promoting a lot of women. It had a lot of different vendors. It was a great thing, and you were the MC.
Yes, yeah. That was the 5th annual, excuse me, that's my seat event. And this is like where all the
You
women,
gotta get it closer to the mic.
all the women who are movers and shakers are there sharing their resources and their stories.
It was-
their-
yeah.
their- you know, it was just such a great event.
It really was a great event, which right in line with where are we today? It's Women International Month,
Yeah.
right? So
Exactly.
more power to everyone, right?
Watch
More
out,
power.
girl. The ladies are.
Oh, we're here.
Yeah.
We're on a mission today. So I want to really go into what I always share with my audience is the backstory. I take them back in time, and so you are my guest, and we're going to go back in your time because we wanted to understand who the chef is, who is Josie, what is she all about, and eventually I have to say, people often say, I didn't know that. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go. I want to go back in time, and then where did you grow up?
Well, I am a South Florida native.
Okay.
I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, but raised here in South Florida.
Move the mic closer.
Hialeah, to be exact. And, a lot of people don't know that this little, Filipino, Puerto Rican, Italian woman grew up
I
in
love
the
it.
center of Little Havana. That's how it felt, with our huge Cuban population here in South Florida. And I grew up down here, so this is my hometown. How far do you want to go back?
Well, I think we can go right there. I mean, you're native to South Florida. You lived in Hialeah. And for those of you who are listening, these are really, really strong Latin cities and towns.
Yeah.
True to South Florida, more specific to Dade County. But when you were born in North Carolina?
I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, so down deep in my
You're a
soul.
Southerner.
I'm a Southerner.
All right, we can't take the Southern out of the kid, right?
yeah.
So you were, did you go to school?
Yes.
Down here?
So I went to school here in South Florida. I started in my community college, going to Miami-Dade Community College. Then I went up to New York, and I ended up entering into a culinary program. And so I went to the New York Restaurant School, the Art Institute of New York City.
Sure.
And I took a culinary program up there. So I'm just this person who just continues to go to school, get degrees and program certifications, and I'm just constantly learning and growing. While I was up there, I also attended Westchester Community College. And so, it's just so funny because I just keep getting these, I think I can only do college in 2-year spurts, okay?
You're a forever 2-year student.
Yeah, I'm a
right?
2-year student. That's about my attention span.
So we got to tell everyone out there, if they want to call in, it's 888-565-1470, because if you have questions, I want you to call in and ask. So classically trained Bohemian chef. Okay,
Yeah.
you got to, what is that? I mean, I know what a chef is, but Bohemian, I get it. Share about that.
Okay, so listen, I am a free roaming human individual who is taking in the world and living life as an experience, right? Life is for living.
Yep.
And, sometimes I hear people go, well, I'm growing older. I don't ever put myself in the context of growing older. I'm just living this life. I'm living it every single moment.
I need to hang with you because today I feel old. Things didn't work well today, but okay. I'm going to run with that. I like that energy. See, this is what the show is about. Let's move on to a great energy.
Yeah, right. But the Bohemian is also, being willing to stand and step out of my comfort zone all the time, being in the uncomfortable place in life, because that's where all the fun is,
Yeah. Well, being uncomfortable is, I think, one of the best things we can do because it does shake us up.
Yeah.
And moving towards doing things that make us feel younger.
Right.
Right. And I think that doing that.
Keep it young.
Keep it young. Exactly. So, but the Bohemian style is that like just a description of Rosie, or is that just your style of what you do in the kitchen?
Well, Bohemian is, for me, it finds itself it weaves itself through my entire life, right? So it's not just my lifestyle, right? But it's a philosophy, right?
Okay.
And so, in my relationships with other human beings, and I'm open, I'm free, I'm
accepting, I'm willing, I'm present.
All right, one more time. That's like one big cheer right there. Go.
Yeah. Creative. Let's go.
Well, I know for a fact that you have taken your skills in the kitchen and you wound up being on Bravo's Top Chef. Is that right?
Yeah, four
seasons. Was that in the row?
No, it was 2, 3, 5, and 10, and so over the lifespan of Bravo TV, I've been a part of the family for a minute.
Part of the Bravo family.
Yeah,
I find that interesting. I didn't know that one can repeat and go back on, but it makes sense. I guess for good TV, it would make sense.
Yeah, I guess so. Right.
How does one get selected to be on those kind of shows?
It was a audition process. So, I can't get into too much of the detail because, contractually, you're not allowed to share that. They want to make it where everyone has
a mystery.
It's a mystery, but it's a process, So any audition process is about, your experience, what the producers are looking for, filling out a lot of paperwork, getting evaluated. There's a lot of
steps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, was your interest because you have a little bit of that radio TV personality?
Actually, when I went on Top Chef the first time, one of my exes is who submitted my application and asked me something on a video and asked me, so, hey, what do you think about Top Chef? And just like basically tricked me into applying, and then sent in my application, and then they called me back to come in for a personal one-on-one audition interview.
Oh my gosh, what a story.
Yeah, callback.
It's a callback. Yeah. Well, so from that perspective, what was some of the things that you really gained from being on that show?
This happened so early on in my life, right? So this was one of those first eye-opening, life-changing experiences. I remember telling my dad that, Dad, don't worry. Everyone's going to one day know me as just Josie, right? Josie, just like Madonna. I think I shared that little joke with you. And he was like, okay, well, dream big, kid. Like, he didn't dismiss it, but he was like, okay, that's a tall feat. And I didn't necessarily, think that that this TV world was for me. I didn't have the most experience on the show when I first showed up. I was a sous chef in Brooklyn. But I'm very competitive because I played sports my entire life. So I saw how it was to be in competition and also process stress, because it's very stressful.
Yeah, you have to cook in a certain amount of minutes or produce some massive 10-course meal in 4 seconds.
Listen, we had a challenge that they gave us $10, a roll of $10 in quarters, and then said we were going to cook for Chef Suzanne Goen and that we were going to make a dish out of a vending machine, okay? And I'm how am I supposed? What?
The kind of machine that has the Oreos and the Fritos,
and Cheetos and all that other stuff. And I'm like, and if you know who Suzanne Goen is, she's the woman who is all about, scratch kitchens and farm to table, and brought that whole type of philosophy to the public, and really helped it become popular. And here we are trying to make something soigné out of a vending machine.
I don't even know what that means. Soigné. I don't know.
But, fancy VIP.
You have to finish the story. What did you make?
God, I don't even remember, honestly. I'd have to go back because I don't even remember. But
were you able to use oil or butter?
Oh yes.
Okay.
You could use other things, but and it really is interesting because how you interpret the instructions, right? The instructions are given to you, the challenge is given to you, and then that's a great question, right? So what if your own beliefs stopped you from going and thinking outside that box and going, oh, you know what? I could add butter to this. I could add a vegetable to this. I could add a grain to this. I could mix this and do that. I could make a broth with it. I could, you know what I mean? And so, it was how far can you take that vending machine? And if you got stuck, which I'm going to be honest, I got stuck because even though I'm so creative, I thought to myself, I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? And yeah, I could grind it up and like coat a piece of fish, and then like take some Doritos and turn it. You see it all the time, right? So. Yeah, it's you're having to think on your toes.
That is a really great analogy for life, though, if you really think about it, because if we're so set in our ways that sometimes we forget that we have to look outside of our parameters, to make things happen. So that's a really great analogy. You should run with that. That's what the show's about. It's trying to help people redirect their thinking a little bit and just kind of like move the cheese.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, that is a great story. I love the fact that, but I really want to know in the end what it is that you wound up making. Because Fritos can go a long way.
Yeah. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah. So you did TV and radio. So tell me a little bit about that.
So, with the TV, I kept on coming back, and look, I'm not shy. There's like a lot of people out there. They go, I don't want to. I can't. Their biggest fear, and it is one of the biggest fears, right, is public speaking. And I just don't have that fear, and I'm very grateful for that.
You didn't get that gene.
I didn't get that gene.
You didn't get that gene. Yeah.
So I'm like the camera. I'm like I love the camera. And I've had enough producers tell me that I actually like come alive when the camera comes on. So I go, oh well, I'll just keep on going down that path.
It's an electrical shift.
Yeah, I feel it. And then it's also I'm thinking about the people out there, and I go, look, man, here we are. This is what we're creating right now. It's a collective.
Well, that positive attitude, people breathe off of that and really feed themselves with, okay, you brings the energy with you. And I totally get that because I'm pretty quiet offset.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm listening and paying attention. But when I come back here, I love listening to the stories and telling stories. I have to go back to something, though. You said that you worked in Brooklyn for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of the boroughs. It's a running joke around here because everyone that's been here is at one point either they're from one of the boroughs or they worked in the boroughs. So I just find that I have to bring that up. But where did you say you were a sous chef?
I was a sous chef at a place right under the Brooklyn Bridge called
I grew
Marlowe
up there.
and Sons.
I grew up right there.
So it was like Williamsburg area. The place is called Marlowe and Sons. It used to be the sister restaurant of a place called The Diner. And this was, again, a farm-to-table type of restaurant, but hip, super hip, in the hipster part of Brooklyn.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we were a little wine, cheese, oyster bar, serving a very small menu. And then we ended up taking that and growing it to, we were bumping. So now there's like 6 restaurants in that group. And
so you started from the inception,
yeah,
pretty much.
I helped
that was
them
redundant.
grow that. Yeah.
When you were training, were you working at, so if someone wanted to follow your steps into wanting to be in the kitchen, working and preparing and being a chef, tell me what that looked like for them. Oh, well, hold that thought. We have a call.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the line? Oh.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hi, who are we speaking with?
It's Sabra.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. We have a great interview that's happening here. Did you have a question for one of us?
I do. I have a question for Rosie.
Josie.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I have a question that's coming from my brother. I come from a family of chefs, and he wants me to ask you this. Is it actually better to use whole butter for hollandaise instead of clarified butter?
All right, this is going to be a good debate. Listen, classically, you're taught that you use clarified butter. That's a classic approach. But as you go and you work through the industry and you actually are on the field and in the trenches, you learn other techniques that also work. I don't know why classically we're taught with the clarified butter, but the reality is you can make it with both. Honestly, you'll find that a lot of chefs for brunch service, when they're making it happen, are putting whole butter into their hollandaise. But I'd love to hear what your brother thinks.
Well,
he thinks that it is.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you one thing. I don't know the difference between clear butter and regular butter. I love butter.
So clarified butter is like a process of basically removing the milk deposits from butter. So it
Oh.
gives you that clarified, portion of the butter itself, and it's like the pure fat, but without the milk deposits, right? So it's interesting because that's the stuff that you, like when you go and you eat lobster and they give you that nice clear butter.
Yes.
That's clarified butter.
Oh, wow. I just learned. See, the show is also educational. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't like that butter.
Oh, you don't like it? What about with steamers? Don't you know when you
I
have you ever
guess.
been to the Northeast and you get those little steamers and they have that little
Yeah. Oh, okay.
you dip it in the clarified
Well, now that you
butter?
say it that way, yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah. There's nothing to me, nothing like Amish butter. I love Amish butter. But we digress.
Oh.
Thank you so much for calling in, Sabra.
Thank you.
Bye.
I love the tutorial because I used to cook and I don't cook anymore.
Oh.
I've those days are gone for me. Well,
I have Joe on hold.
we have another caller. Oh, okay. Do we have Joe on the line?
We do.
Hey, how
Hey,
are
Joe.
you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from St. Louis, Missouri,
Oh, fun.
Oh, look at that.
the Midwest.
The Midwest.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have a question for our guest today?
I do. I was listening to you guys, and I know a little bit about your restaurant. And, in St. Louis, we're known for a lot of different kinds of restaurants, but mostly Italian food, more meat and potatoes, a lot of different nationalities and whatnot. But what we don't have is great seafood. And so when we go down into Florida for vacation or what have you, we love to dive into the seafood scene. So if I were to come to your restaurant and, bring some friends, what would you serve us?
Well, before you answer that, we have to share that you are an owner to a restaurant called Bubbles and Pearls.
Yes. Bubbles and Pearls in Wilton Manor,
In Wilton Manor.
celebrating 6 years strong.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Okay.
lead with the celebration of champagne and oysters. It's kind of an invitation for everyone to celebrate life. After that, we follow it up with a chef-driven menu that changes seasonally and really is inspired by basically all of my travels and my multicultural background. So they call me the global soul chef, and that's what I bring to the table. But I really, really appreciate using ingredients and allowing them to shine. I don't fuss around with them too much. I just cook them right, season them right, and prepare them fresh and straight from, a lot of the times, right from the farm. So
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
yeah. So Joe, if you came down, you brought your friends, and you said you like seafood. Well, first off, we have the best selection of oysters, and I'll say that to anyone.
Oh, I love oysters.
Yeah, I work very closely with all of my purveyors to bring my oysters to my restaurant, anywhere up to 3 days out of water. So basically, they're not sitting in the warehouse for a week before they come to my place. I send those back because they can't do that. That's my business, right? So I get the freshest oysters. That's the standard I've set. And then after that, we have all kinds of shellfish. We have the mussels. We have the clams.
Wow.
I run a special fish. So sometimes I work with the local purveyors and the local fishermen to try to bring in, day boat fish and, different things like that. I love to just feature local fish, our groupers, our snappers. Obviously, there's people, they love the salmon, so we bring in salmon. Whatever really, in my opinion, looks the best at the market is kind of where we go.
Do you literally go to the market?
Well, I call my guys and they send me pictures, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
You're on a Zoom?
yeah.
You Zoom fush.
Oh, I have a very close relationship with my vendors. It's kind of ridiculous. But That's what it's about. And sometimes I have special requests. I have my guests who are like, Chef, are you going to do that lobster dish again? And that was like a lobster broth with melon, and I know grilled melon. And people said, what is this, melon and lobster? But we made something so delicious for them. I love to do, huge prawns, and we wrap those in serrano ham and sear them and serve them with a chimichurri. It really depends, Joe. So when you come down,
wait, I gotta pause for a second. So you mentioned all those foods, and the excitement is amazing. So, Joe, I don't think it's possible for her to tell you what the best dish would be, because I think it's all of it. Yes or no?
We'll get a table for 10.
Yeah,
And you could service family style, right, Denise? You know all about family style.
I do, family style.
We love that at Bubbles and Pearls. We love that.
Style, and we'll just dive in.
Yeah.
Great.
That's usually how the menu was created to do exactly that, Joe. So I look forward to meeting you when you come down.
That would be great. Yeah, bringing people together. No better way to do that than with food, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And a little champagne never hurts either.
Food connects us all.
What you don't know about Joe,
right.
he's a caller that has been consistent with us.
Oh, yeah.
He actually is how can we say, he's a foodie.
Oh, good. I love foodies.
Out in his neck of the woods, and he's always out and about, testing, trying foods, and posting. And he's also on another radio show. They talk
hit
about
me up
it.
on hit me up on Instagram so then I can see what you're up to. At Chef Josie.
Yeah, I have my own page, Joe Fresta, and then also that I have I'm the Facebook food critic, spelt with an S.
Oh, fun.
FASEBOOK food critic. And that's,
When you come down, when you come down, all three of us will have to get together and start bantering back and forth about food.
Yeah,
that'll be
let's
an
do it.
interesting thing.
all right,
Joe?
table for 3.
Table for 3. There you go. I love it. Thanks so much for calling
right.
in. I appreciate you.
All right, guys, have a great evening.
Thanks,
Bye.
you too.
All right, bye-bye.
How did you come up with the concept of Bubbles and Pearls?
This is going to be a real simple story. I was sitting in the space, and I'll come back to it, but that's actually where I went on my first date with my wife. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really cute. But anyways, we were sitting in the space. I was sitting in the space, and I'm like, what am I going to do here? I knew I was buying the space. There was an idea to turn it into a donut shop.
You had decided to buy the space already.
Yeah.
You just knew this was the space.
Yeah. And we started the process of negotiation, and I'm sitting in the space, and I look, and I said, well, I don't know if I really want to get up that early and do fancy donuts. You know what I mean?
That's someone else's job. I think it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And then I said, okay, well, what other concept would work here? And I remember how that restaurant worked before, and I envisioned it being so busy that there would be lines to come in, okay? And so in order to do that, I looked at the current setup, and I said, well, this is not going to work. I need another little area that's going to help relieve the kitchen from having to be, the sole producer of all things coming out of the restaurant.
Right.
So I said, all right, well, I'll move what we call in the kitchen garde-manger, and that's basically the cold preparation of a kitchen line.
See that? Another educational moment.
And I'm, it's maybe I'm murdering the.
You explained it well. We got the picture.
Okay, so we take that, and then I said, okay, well, we'll bring the cold section up here, and this would be really cool. Let me think,
Creative juices flowing.
Yeah, I was like, oysters. That would be nice. We need oysters in the neighborhood. Now, everyone would tell me that, oh, this town is not ready for oysters. In a town of burgers and chicken wings, they're like, where are you coming from with oysters? I don't think this is a good idea. And I was like, who doesn't like champagne and oysters? And so as I'm sitting there marinating on champagne and oysters, then it just came to me, Bubbles and Pearls.
There you go.
Like, there. And trust me, I test marketed that name, and if I would have listened to the masses, they would have told me, I would have said no, and I would have moved on to a different project. But
You fudge with your gut.
Yeah, you got to trust your gut.
You really do. Again, another, as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
very, very important to go ahead and follow your instincts and follow your gut, because if you don't, like you said, you would have moved on.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that is really what your calling was at that time?
Right.
Yeah, I commend you for that. I really do. I really do. Taking the charge to make it happen. But in all of that, though, when you were moving into opening up your own place, were you already living in Wilton Manors? Or?
I was.
You was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You was. How's that English?
Yeah.
You was.
I got you.
That's okay, from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, you was.
Yeah, we got that. I'm gonna really tell real quick. We're gonna let everyone know we are speaking with Chef Rosie.
Josie.
Why do I say Josie and Rosie?
That's the other guest, Sabra, who
goodness.
called me Rosie. So
Sorry,
Yeah.
Chef Josie. We're gonna get that right, Chef Josie. And we're gonna 888-565-1470 to give me a call, and you can actually go ahead and speak with the both of us. But in the meantime, we are gonna go to commercial. And we're going to take a small break.
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Oh, we're back with Chef Josie. We got that right. It is Josie, not Rosie, people.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wanted to have you try something. One of our sponsors, Gubba Rum. Have you ever heard of them?
I have not.
Well, you got to give me a.
Where's it from?
Well, it is here. It was made here.
Oh, here in Florida?
Well, no, not here in Florida, but in Colorado.
Oh.
And Steve, who is the founder of this, has a passion for rum, and this is his blend.
Okay.
And we have a white and
Vanilla bean and coconut rum.
Yes.
We like it.
We're going to give it a try because I think we need a shot. Although this one, is it open? Yes, it is. We're going to go ahead and do that. But in the meantime, though, we have to thank him for him actually being with a sponsor of ours. This one is the gold. And what I have found with this one, I've actually cooked with this, baked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely really good. I'll let you taste that. I'll give it a little bite.
As you're pouring that, people are asking about the artwork.
Oh, okay.
I know, it's so cool. When I walked in, I was like, this is fun.
Yes. Well, really quick, if you're asking, we'll take a sip here with one of our rums, and this is the vanilla, right? What do you think?
That'll be great in some coffee. Mm-hmm. This would be great in a dessert. This would be great with soda when you're out on the boat,
Yep.
Rum and soda.
Why not?
Yeah, this is fun.
I like this. But yeah, I've actually used this in baking other products, like baked goods.
Oh, yeah.
It'll work. You
I
put
totally
in
see
banana,
that.
and banana bread and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But really quick, for those of you that are asking
smooth.
about the artwork behind me, this was an artist that was here last week, and Ozzy Oz,
Yeah.
the virus is his name, and this is his work. He was nice enough to go ahead and give me these two because apparently this is one of my favorites, is the Betty Boop.
Oh, yeah.
And then this one back here is one of his characters that I think I remind him of this character.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're interested in wanting to know more about that, go ahead and DM me, and I will get you connected so you can go ahead and purchase these. There's so many other choices. If you're into the anime, you need to check out his site. Okay, so going back to where we are with a lot of things that are happening for you, we're at a power play moment. So this is the point of the show where I go into the power plays that I've just accomplished from last weekend and the power plays that I'm moving into for this weekend. So be ready for yours.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be, last weekend, I had a lot going on. I actually finished out the San Gennaro Feast. I got
fun.
it was
In
a
New
lot
York
of fun.
City?
No, this is a traveling one.
Oh.
So the original, yes, was out of New York, but the
Yeah.
one that actually came to Florida is centered out of Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So what you see in Vegas comes down here to Gulfstream Park.
Oh.
And it was a great event. A lot of great entertainment. I had the
Next
pleasure.
time, give me a call. So
Yes,
I know
well, we're going to be
about that.
talking more about that. So that was a really great event,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a lot of fun doing that. And the food was just outstanding, and it was like a traditional carnival. It's just like
Yeah.
when if you've been to the one in New York, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Just
Every
imagine it
year.
under the palm
Yeah.
trees. That's what we did.
Wow.
And so that was a lot of fun. But I have to say, what do I have coming up? So what do we have happening Sunday? The Oscars.
Oh.
Right.
Thank you
So-
for that. Let me put that in my calendar right now.
Everyone, right now, take it out. Put it in your calendars.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm actually going to an Oscar red carpet event.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a
fun.
lot of fun. So it'll be.
What are you
held
going to be wearing?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that what they asked?
Yes, they do. I will be wearing a sequin leopard type of dress.
Wow, okay.
With one side is long sleeve and the other side is short, and it's a short skirt with the long side. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be cool. So I'm going to wear it. I'm going to be with the sleeve. So
Okay.
yeah. So the Oscars.
Who wore it best?
Yes, exactly. I'll come back and report.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's actually meant to support some of the charities that are in town, and kudos to them for doing a lot of work. So Steve Sabra, you're a great guy for doing this and hosting it at your home. So it's going to be a real big to-do. I mean, he has a huge screen, and we're actually watching what's happening. So we will have a good experience, and once again, making believe or feeling like we are at the Oscars.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So now that it's your turn, what is your last power play, and what do you have coming up?
Okay, so you guys have to understand, and this is not me boasting. This is just what it is. My life is constantly moving and shaking. And one of the big things is we just secured 40% of our financing for our Bubbles and Pearls expansion.
Oh, congratulations.
And that's a huge step in the right direction, really a confirmation that what we've been doing for all this time is not just something that's in my mind and my friend's mind. This is not just me thinking that we're doing a good job. There's people behind us who actually believe. And this will be the first time that this project, this is going to be Bubbles and Pearls 2.0. Okay. It's going to be beefed up. We're going to have the full lounge, adding a lounge element.
Where?
Well, currently the location is to be determined because we're having a real hard time finding that perfect space for us to grow into. And honestly, the financials have changed a few times because we had one space which was going to require a full build out. Then we saw another space that would be a little bit better, but then that was just not even an option. Then we saw this other space, but it's
I
not
feel like I'm watching Goldilocks.
Yeah, it's not even built, like the floor isn't even poured yet.
Oh.
But it's a great new development that is going to be killer,
Oh, wonderful.
So, we're just looking at different locations right now, but like I said, the money's in the bank now. So I feel really excited about that.
We have to recognize that, as a woman, an entrepreneur. I mean, you're rocking it, and I'm very proud of what you've done. It's a great example to pulling out your desires and going for the goal.
Yeah, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, obviously we just did this, excuse me, that's my seat. And so that was really fun. I mean, I loved connecting with all the powerhouses of, South Florida,
Yep.
all the female powerhouses of South Florida. That was really neat. I was booked, which is something I'm going to share with you, but I was booked to do my first winter music conference event, as a DJ. So
Yes, that's right,
DJ. So my DJing is really, I guess.
Where's this, in Orlando, did you say?
The Winter Music Conference is happening now. So Ultra
Oh.
and that whole thing is back. Since COVID, we haven't had this
Sure.
here in South Florida. So Ultra's back. This is like electronic music and that EDM and all kinds of DJs,
Sure.
right? But now they're back. And Winter Music Conference is in full effect. So I was asked to open for this really cool
that's great.
lineup. And I'm a little nervous, but Lady Snack Daddy is officially on the scene.
Lady Snack Daddy. So that is your handle, is that right? Your
Yeah,
Lady
for DJ.
Snack Daddy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I mean, it just made sense. And it made sense. The snacking and the lady and the daddy. If you know me, like everyone just knows I bring a daddy energy. And it's just like, I'd love to bring a mom energy, but it just doesn't come out that way. I guess it's just because I'm so like intense. I'm not really certain.
Oh, I see. It's in there. It's in there. For sure. For sure. And what else do you have going on?
Well, so on top of that, we are now, we just announced today, tickets are on sale for 5 lesbians eating a quiche. And that's going to be a champagne brunch and play reading. So we're going to be serving quiche and serving up bubbles. And like, it's going to be this really fun event.
Quiche and bubbles. Absolutely. I see that.
Bubbles and a reading of a play.
Are you making the quiche?
I'm making the
Okay,
quiche, yeah. And then the other cool thing is Let's Talk Women. It's entrepreneurs, food, and drink. And this
I love that.
This is going to be happening in Miami. It's March 30th, and it's going to be at the rooftop in Wynwood.
Oh, it's a great place.
So there's going to be a group of Miami's first International Women's Day soiree, and there are so many entrepreneurs who are going to be featured there. It's put together by an amazing group of founders, and I'm just super excited to be a part of it. So we're going to be serving up some food at this event, and tickets are on sale.
Oh, wow. So you do have some great power plays happening. How do you manage this all? I mean, like, with...
I'm going to try to fit a massage in there somewhere.
No, you definitely you need an assistant. That's the bottom line. I think you said that you needed that.
I do.
Well, I have, this month also is Social Workers Month. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's another leading area where women are pretty much the dominating factor.
Wow.
In that area. So we have to recognize those. I mean, they're not first responders, but in my case, they really kind of are to a degree.
Of course. I mean, anyone in the healthcare and or service industry, that's what we learned during COVID, right? That all of us, everyone in the service industry providing service to the community, to the people, we're first responders.
Yes.
We're all first responders right now.
Listen, I think at some point we all play social worker with each other.
Yeah, of course.
That support system is critical.
Yeah.
Do you who would be the one person that you would say was the most influential in, let's call it 2 areas? One, as a person is who you are today, and then the other from a business standpoint.
So I have a friend, and she's one of my, she's a part of my tribe, right? And her name is Jennifer Grace, okay? As an entrepreneur, she is just amazing. I mean, I guess, she's an author. I don't guess. She is an author. She is a coach. She is a speaker. She is this, just brilliant visionary. But she's from Brooklyn, and she has
of course
this
she
kind
is.
of like, Brooklyn. We're
of
all
course
doing
she's
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn.
But she has this kind of attitude that makes this higher level, higher consciousness conversation very approachable and very real, and you can connect with it, right? And she teaches this course called Creative Insight Journey. I went and I got certified to teach it, so I do that. And
Of course you did.
Yeah, I just have to stay busy, but she inspires me because of her real approach to helping impact people's lives. She's been my friend, through the process. We became very close friends. And now I just see her creating. She's the queen of manifestation.
Oh, well, it's a great word.
Okay. And the power of your mind. And I watch her, and she always tells me she's been my biggest coach, my biggest supporter. I see her creating her life all the time. And she always reminds me, she gives me the gentle reminder, Josie, it's choice.
Yes.
Your busy life that you say you want to go on vacation, it's a choice. Don't forget that.
Great words of wisdom. Everything is a choice. Yeah, how you react. And I often say, if you don't know what to say or do, step back, think about it, make a choice on which is the best way to approach that. Yeah. That is great. So that would be for your personal world.
Well, also, okay, so I can do that too. I mean, she's like my professional, personal, because the life that she lives, I swear to God, her life is like, it seems like she's on vacation all the time, but she has created the system where it's creating financial abundance as well.
Okay.
So that's what I want to create a life that I don't need a vacation from. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, listen, what's that saying? If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Correct. And so she's a huge, influence, but just her whole approach towards business, towards personal, and just how we connect, it brings it all together.
Would you say that as we are growing and as we're in our tribe, as you say, it's important to have a tribe. Do you feel that it's the energy of the tribe that we all grow from? You take something from someone else, and that's information that's very, very important. And would you say that that's certainly something you would recommend women to do in general, is to find your tribe, whether it's men or women in the tribe?
Sure. And, I don't even know if it's about finding tribe. I think it has something to do with being willing to meet people where they are and be able to see humans in front of you.
Yep.
Because we're constantly, every connection that we come up on, every connection that we find ourselves within is an opportunity for us to exchange, right? Exchange our stories, our path, our failures, our wins, like our stories, so that we can support each other. I don't know who's listening today, who maybe something I've said triggers a thought and or starts the dice rolling and, the wave rolling, I don't know, however you want to say it, but this is what I'm talking about,
So this shows exactly what you just said. It's exactly that. It is bringing energy together and stories of inspiration. I mean, and the stories we've had on the show have just been crazy, amazing stories.
Yeah.
And so we all have something that we can grow from, and that's the point. Is like, if we're sharing a story, I ask the questions to have some input that perhaps someone is listening and saying, I remember what she said. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really, really do, and get you into the next wave, if you would, like you just said, of where you are. But yeah, the tribe thing, I guess if you try too hard to find the tribe, it won't work out well.
Yeah, maybe you force yourself into a relationship with someone or a group of people who are not really like serving your space. It's also about that level of consciousness that we're always present to. Look, it's not about judging each other. It's just does your space and your energy work for me? Are we aligned to what it is we're up to in our lives? And it has nothing to do whether or not I agree or I disagree with you, if I approve or disapprove of your lifestyle. But it's more about are we on the same path?
Yes, and that's important. But sometimes you have to, whoever is in that tribe, if you're all on the same path, sometimes you got to get them off. There might be one or two that you got to say, hey, listen, you got to go a different direction. Come back later. Maybe this can work out. But you have to be selective, as you said. If you're going upstream, you got to really reassess on what's going on. And that's in your personal life, your work life. Everything that comes together, if it feels natural and you're not forcing it, you're in the right place. Yeah. I have to ask this question because it's, we watch those shows on TV. Are you nice in the kitchen? Are you nice in the kitchen?
All right. This version of me, I'm now.
Was there a time that you weren't?
Of course. I was a young, hot-headed chef who was taught by a hot-headed chef. So, that was the culture when we were coming up back in the day. You heard about chefs who would yell and scream and all that stuff. And the reality is that I used to have my French chefs scream and throw pans across the kitchen.
Is that because they're French?
I don't know if it was because they were French, but this one particular chef was French, Alsatian, right? And he was just intense. I loved him to death, but he brought that intensity. And it was also about the
perfection.
It was about the idea of brigade.
Oh.
Okay. So when you were in the kitchen, I was taught that it's like, yes, chef, we chef. Okay. And when the chef asks you to do something, there's no back talk. There's no nothing.
So this is real. I mean, I've seen that on TV.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's real.
Yeah,
it does happen.
Real.
I mean, do they throw spatulas at you? I have a spatula that I walk around my house.
I've never had a spatula thrown at me, but then again, when I say we chef, I'm like, yes, I got it. I heard you. I'm going to do that right now. And I go. So that's probably also why I'm where I'm at in my life, in food and on my my food journey really progressed at a pretty cool speed for me, and that's because I applied myself and I wanted to do this. You can't get into this industry and think that you're going to coast along, because we have words for those people who come into our industry and just try to coast. We call those hacks, okay? You're just there to like pick up a paycheck, and it's like, okay, great,
The
But
passion's not there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, if you're getting into food to get a job, go do something else, okay? And I'm going to say that, because honestly, like, this is not an industry that you come in and you tip your toes in the water. No, this is one of those things that you submerge yourself with knowledge. You have a curiosity. You're watching videos, you're reading books, you're continuing to go and eat out at restaurants. You're staying curious, and you keep yourself like engaged in food. You gotta love food. And if you don't love food, don't get in the industry.
Amen.
Number one.
What she said. I'm like, wow. How passionate is that? So one thing I do have to ask is there one food that is your favorite food that you like to eat?
Yeah.
And then what is the one that you say, I can't? Or is that, it's a good question.
Yeah. It's a good question. So I'm a little fancy. I'm not gonna lie. There's something because we play this game with me and my friends, and they're like, all right, so if you're on death row and what's your last meal, And I said,
I've heard about the one. I'm going to the picnic and bringing.
Yeah. I'm like, all you can eat crab legs. Is
that yours?
I love crab and all. I like Alaskan. I like snow. I like, the stone. I love all crabs. And maybe it's just because I came, I grew up in this town, and I've just been everywhere. I have a real love of sandwiches. I just, my whole entire life, I just love sandwiches. I had food groups. My 3 favorite food groups were soup, sandwiches, and chicken wings at that time. But now I'm plant-based, so I don't do the chicken wings as much.
Oh, whoa. Time out. So you're plant-based?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't eat any of the food in your kitchen?
Oh, no. I do. So plant-based is basically the idea that you could have 50% of your diet be vegan or vegetarian, and then 50% of your diet, you could add animal proteins, etc.
Another tidbit for an educational moment.
But I actually only eat about 25 to 30% animal protein. So my house is dairy free. I bring only vegan food into my house.
Love it.
We do that. But when I go out, then that's when I engage. And every so often, I have to, get down with the crabs. I just love the crabs.
So I am so sad to say that we're at the close of our show. I know, it just went so fast. But I want to say thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
It was just great. I really want you to come back and we can talk some more.
Sure.
We want to thank our sponsor, Gubba Rum. Thank you so much. And tune in for next week. We have a great lineup for the month of April. And so stay tuned for that. Josie, you got to come back, and I'm going to go, and maybe even this weekend I'll pop up at the restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't be there tomorrow, so
not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Tune in. Have a great week, and hopefully you have a better weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
You have been listening live to the one and only timeless Denise as she helps you bring in your weekend with a smile. If you wish to contact Denise and be on the show, call us at 866-224-5422 or email Denise at poweredupradiotv.show and tell us how your business shapes up the weekend. Again, call us at 866-224-5422 and make your mess our message. Now that you are powered up,